Hello. Hi, everyone. Good evening. How is your night going? How has your day gone? It's been a good day. It's been a beautiful day, a day that the Lord has made, and I will and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. And welcome, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. We have another video for tonight. Come on in. Let's listen up. And this video is titled Background Noise. Background Noise. So everybody come on in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. I like dialogue, so I encourage you to talk back to me, okay? Talk back to me. I am Elisa. I'm Elisa Sanders, and I am your coach, your Seize the Day coach, moving forward coach, consistency coach. I'm your coach today, okay? I'm your coach. All right. So let's get into this. Background noise. So you guys know we have been talking about consistency and progress. Excuse me. And we've been talking about how I got to the point of where I'm living instead of existing. Because, that's what it's all about. The existing versus the living. And we don't want to be in a position where we are just existing, right? So we talked about how yesterday we talked about how you notice things begin to change. When you start noticing the change, when you're noticing and that something might be missing, or you want to do something different, or you're not feeling fulfilled, and you just start noticing some things, some changes in your thought process, okay? So today we're going to talk about background noise. And what I mean by background noise, I mean by your background, okay? Let's start all the way back to childhood. What's in your background? What has shaped you? What type of things have shaped you into the person that you are today? Because it is a big influence on your now and on your future, okay? What happened in the background, what happened back then, and good things and bad things, okay? There are things that have happened in your background that happen to shape you, right? Whether it's good or bad. So you need to pay attention to your background. What happened in the background? What happened back then? What happened in the past that will bring you into your now, okay? And because it kind of shapes you. Hey, because it kind of shapes you into who you are right now, right? So, since we are talking about me and my testimony, I'll just bring up a few things. As a child, my childhood was pretty normal for the most part, right? Like I told you in the other video, I said I was a big dreamer. I always had big dreams. I was kind of bossy as a little girl. And I remember chasing other kids around the playground, and because they were bad, and I used to whoop them. I've never liked when somebody was bad or did bad things. Like, that has always just, like, as a child, I didn't like that. But, so that was part of my personality. I was kind of bossy, and I was kind of bossy. And there were other things in my past, right? So there were things that happened that were not good, okay? There was, things that shaped me into the person who I became. I don't think who I was supposed to be. When sometimes when some type of abuse or something happens to a child, it begins to change them. They become a different version of themselves, So I know certain things happened to me as a child, and it made me really shy and introverted, right? So I became like a shell of myself. So that was one of the things I know that took me to that place from when I was a childhood all the way through, adolescent years, teenage years, my early adult years, I was very shy, very introverted, very withdrawn into myself. Uh, Hardly ever would show the world my emotions or what I was really thinking or feeling. It made me be a person. I hated conflict and things like that. So it changed. Like I told you, I started off, I was like a really bossy little girl chasing the kids around on the playground because I didn't like when they were bad. And um, so that was like that was another thing that shaped me. So as I grew up, I became different. I became a different person from what God intended, right? Because I had something that kind of came in and stopped me in my tracks, and it kind of turned me into a whole nother person. So think about the things that shape you. Like I said, that was bad, but there are other things that that shape you, that's good, in your upbringing, your relationships that you had, with your parents, with your siblings, just different things shape you. So look into your background and look at that background noise and see how it has shaped you. I just want you to take a look at it, and I want you to think about it, like, okay, how did that shape me? What am I different from how I started off? Or just take did these things make me better, or did they make me worse? Did you grow up and like you had chores and you had responsibilities and things like that? Sometimes, those type of things will help you as you go along throughout your life, as you're growing up. It teaches you how to have responsibility, how to keep, your room clean. So, that way when you're old enough, you'll know how to keep your house clean. So I'm just saying, just look at your background. How did those things shape you? So that's why it's called background noise, because these things do shape you, and they do. Sometimes they're for good and sometimes they are for bad. So I just want you to take a look and see how the background noise has shaped you into who you are today, and how it can shape you for years. Okay? Because things that happened when you were a child, good or bad, you remember those things. You remember the feeling that you got when you remember those things. And so it kind of takes you in a different sphere, whether it's good or for bad. So like I said, we're not just focusing on bad things. We're focusing on good things too. But I just kind of want you to pay attention to how things shaped you. Just take a look at it. Write some things down. Journal. If you want to share some things right here in the chat, please do so. And we can have conversation about it. So I just want you to take a look at some of those things that have shaped you. Sometimes, I think back, I'm like, Lord, like, where would I have been if certain things hadn't happened, but that's okay. We go through things in life, and sometimes they're horrible, and sometimes they, are good, and you have to realize at a certain point, okay, I went through this and it was for a particular reason. Hi, thanks for watching. Hi. So you have to realize that the background, which is your past, does help to shape you and affect your now, your present, and even the future. And when you find those things that were good, let those things continue to shape you, okay, and help you along the way. And some of those things that may have harmed you and hurt you, it's time to move forward in those things and get our healing, get our deliverance from those things, so we can walk into who God has really called for us to be. Because sometimes things happen. I'm telling you, they come in and they come to stop you in your tracks. It comes to stop you when you're young. So that way you can't grow up to reach your full potential. Because think about it, how many people have not reached their full potential? How many people have left this earth and have not reached their full potential? So I just want you to take a look at your background. Think about some of those things that stand out to you, and how did they shape you? How did they shape the present you? And how will they affect the future you? What, just take a moment, journal some things down, and just really, let's dive deep into it, because I want to coach you. The reason why I'm saying this is because those things, like, I named something for myself, and I know it made me be in that spirit of, I was just existing, but I was not truly living. I didn't know who I was. I became confused. I, had depression. I had all type of things. I didn't have a great view of myself. So those things shaped me. But it took a lot for me to see it, to come out of it, to, allow God to work on me and to deliver me. And, it took a lot. Okay. So I just want you to take a look at those things, because I know I was in a pattern of, I was going in circles, round and around and around. I was not who I was supposed to be, okay? And it took a lot for me to come out of it. And so I don't want you to go through what I went through. I don't want you to feel what I felt. I don't want you to stay in that. I thank God that I'm out of it now, and I'm still working on different parts of myself. So I want to help you and coach you to come out of those things, recognize them, and so you can come out of them, so you can move forward in your life, so you won't have to just exist anymore and feel like you're the walking dead, and you're just going with whatever is going on around you, but you're not being intentional in decisions and things that you're making. You're not, fully living. You're just like, okay, I'm here. Because I had moments like that where I just felt like, I'm just here. And I made decisions because they needed to be made. I wasn't intentional in my decisions. I was starting and stopping lots of things, and I didn't know who I was or where I was going. And I was just doing stuff because it had to be done. But I wasn't like intentionally making decisions like, okay, you know what? This is what I'm going to do because this is what I want to do, or this is the best decision. I just was making decisions because I was like, oh, well, it got to be done, so I'm going to do it. Like, I wasn't, really getting the full effect of what I should be doing. And so my job today is to coach you out of those situations, out of that thought process, out of that humdrum, of living, just going through the motions. I don't want you to go through the motions. I went through the motions, and let me tell you something. Going through the motions is not nice. It's not pretty. It doesn't even help you. You want to be living fully. You want to be intentional in your living. You don't want to just go through life just to go through it. You don't want to exist. You want to live and thrive. Okay? So that's what that conversation is about today. Is let's live and not exist. Let's look at our past and our background noise. Let's look at the background and see what happened, good or bad, that brought us to this point in life, and that can help us to go to the next part of life, okay, as we move forward for our future. So that's all I wanted to say today, is just take a look at the background. Please please share with somebody who you think might need this, okay? And let's move forward in life, guys, and let's truly live. Let's thrive, okay? We are not going to continue to just exist, but we're going to live. Because living is good, right? We're going to have some life in us, okay? We're going to move forward. We're going to love life, okay? After this, we're going to love life. We're not just going to be like, oh, I got to do this. This got to be done. We don't want to do that, right? No, we want to be excited about life. I know I do. I know I want to feel that joy. I want happiness as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want for you guys. I want you to experience that too. So let me know down in the comments about what you think helped to shape you. Or did it make you better? Did it make you, did it make things bad for you? Just let's have a conversation, okay? Let's not hide behind the background noise. Let's not hide behind the past. The past, yes, it's in the past. But we're going to look into it so we can see what's going on in our present and prepare for our future. Okay? So I just want to say have an awesome night. I know I got on kind of late tonight, guys, but that's okay. That's okay. But have a great night, okay? And God bless you. Bye.